What the Rock is cooking!
What's up, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter? This is The Rock Block!
Episode 10! This is The Rock Block. We are your hosts. My name is Zach.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Sloan.
And we are joined tonight by a very special guest, Wade.
Wade!
Woo!
How's it going?
Hello.
It's Wade.
It's Wade. We're here tonight, episode 10, a big number. A number
Big
I thought
number.
we might never even get to.
I am shocked we got this far.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Only going up, though. We're only making more. So, yeah, tonight we were joined by our good friend Wade to watch the movie Walking Tall.
Wade's recommendation, by the way.
Yeah.
He said it's his favorite movie and he watches it every day.
That is definitely true.
So this was an interesting rock flick. It's an older piece.
Yeah.
It's
About 2003, 2004.
2003 or 4.
think it was 4.
The Rock has hair.
He has hair. First thing I wrote down was hair. I can now
Hair.
cross that off.
Hair, cross off hair.
Wasn't expecting hair. We haven't seen hair in Tooth Fairy. We saw hair,
Yeah.
but we didn't really see hair besides that.
Hold
I feel.
on. Before we get into the whole thing, can I just do a breakdown of the plot of the movie?
Yeah, we were just talking hair because that was the most striking
No,
thing
I
to
just
us
like to say
immediately. so
the plot.
it goes all over the place.
The thing was,
It moves quick.
It wasn't obvious as it happened.
Yeah.
And I only know it now because I watched the whole thing because
I was very
who knew
confused for most of that
where
movie.
it was going. But turns out the plot of the movie was The Rock. Okay, I'm gonna do my very quick.
Let's
as
hear it.
quick as
Let's
I
see.
can.
What do you got, brother?
The Rock. He's a soldier, and he comes home. And turns out his hometown is broken. It's been taken over by a casino. And he's like, this isn't my hometown. It's corrupt. And he
Corrupt.
needs to fix it.
Corrupt hometown.
So he's going to fix his hometown with his brute strength and his just courage and his,
Muscles?
He's army strong.
And his hair.
And his
Yeah.
army strong.
And his army strong.
And his army
Well,
strong.
don't spoil it too
And
much.
I'm telling the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
we have
Spoiler warning.
we're gonna
As you
dig
know
in.
with every movie you
And
watch.
so...
We're gonna dig into
And
the plot as
so,
we talk.
and his friend is Johnny Knoxville, and then he makes the town army strong with himself and his lumber, and that's the plot of the movie.
Yeah. That honestly, with him and his lumber, that's a good description.
And also, there's a stripper, because, I don't know. Titties.
So the second thing I wrote down was American Hero. When we first see Dwayne, he is coming back to his hometown with his bag of clothes, with his head of hair.
I've heard it's called a sea bag.
A sea bag.
Is that true?
It's correct. Yes.
Yes.
It is.
I
Yeah,
did
give us
learn-
some
learn-
insight. What are the accoutrements of an army boy coming home?
Of a sea bag.
Well, I don't know about army boys. I don't know what
Navy
recruitments
boys.
means, but
Accoutrements, the things you adorn yourself with. Medals, bags,
bags full of
collars.
clothes. Yes. Couple medals here and there, maybe. I would guess in the rocks if he had a fun necklace.
That's
For
true.
special forces.
He did have a necklace.
He did. That was
As a military man, did that look like an actual symbol that you'd seen before, or did it look like something they made up for the movie?
There were a few little holes in it.
Oh yeah.
If you want to get into the nitty gritty.
Well, it's like a Chuck E. Cheese token on a necklace.
Is that though? Is that a real? Because I'm not sure. Is that a symbol you've seen before? Is that really like a special forces symbol, or is that just for the movie?
I would probably say it's closer to probably just for the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I did like his joke
Yeah.
that he said he was a sergeant and he was a working man. He worked for a living instead of being an officer. It's a common joke.
Oh, I still don't get
I
it.
still don't get it.
Yeah.
Explain it. Could you explain this joke for us?
The officers, they're like if you think of it kind of like a school, they're the principal. So
Okay.
they kind of do like the big administrative work.
Okay.
And so they're not getting their hands dirty. They're not they're not being on the front lines all the time.
They're Michael
Okay.
Scott.
right.
The Michael Scott. Yeah.
Right. And
For the layman.
he's the Jim or the Dwight.
Yeah. Okay.
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 There are what they call challenge coins, and they have little designs on them. I have a couple.
Nice.
Challenge
They're
coins.
really called
Why have you
challenge
never
coins?
shown us your challenge coins?
They're in my basement somewhere.
Oh.
They walked away.
Challenge coins.
I assume
Okay.
you redeem them for,
For prices?
prestige?
Tokens, tickets,
You
racers. Yeah.
Or go-kart.
That's bad.
Free
You'll get in
go-kart.
the top 3
I
places.
should have signed up.
Yeah.
So American Hero coming back home to see his family. The first thing I noticed and wrote down.
What did you
I wrote
notice?
"so not mom," because the mother was very white. I thought just didn't really.
The Rock's mom's
The
white.
he called her mom, and I wasn't sure if it was his mom he was calling mom or the
Rock's
girl that
mom's
walked out
white.
of the house.
I'm pretty sure the Rock's mom
This
is
mom
white.
was not Rock's mom.
Wait, the real Rock's mom is white and the real
Well-
Rock's dad is black.
This mom was
They-
not the Rock's
No,
mom.
the issue was that they made the Rock's dad in the movie way less black
Brown.
than the Rock's actual
Yeah.
dad is.
Just
the Rock's
saying.
dad is.
Mom, not
much
believable
more black.
at all.
Like, the thing is, I think that's probably what
It's
the
a
Rock's
fucking
mom looks
Mary
like.
Sue mom, and they were
That's-
just like, let's just throw an old
you're
lady in
being
here.
like really mean because I think that's what the Rock's mom looks like.
I'm saying, man.
I think she's just a regular lady that married a
I'm sharing
African
my
American man
ideas.
wrestler.
In it, I thought it was unbelievable.
As someone that
It's-
describes himself frequently on the social media as big brown tattooed, the math didn't add up with him.
He's a big dude.
Here's
she
the
was a
thing:
small
all these issues,
person.
you guys just like obviously haven't read his biography or seen the photos of his parents. The problem wasn't the mother portrayal; it was the father portrayal.
wasn't dark
Because
enough.
Daddy was super light skinned in this movie, but his actual dad is just like full on like black dad.
I'm just saying, this is a movie. It didn't seem real to me.
So, this was a
The same way that
whitewashed
didn't seem
film.
real to you.
It was whitewashed on his dad, not his
Disgusting.
mom.
As a progressive
I'm
viewer,
not disgusted.
I'm
I'm not
gonna renounce
disgusted.
this.
I'm just saying you guys are upset by the wrong thing.
Well,
Okay.
let's
Moving
move on
on.
from this.
Why can't it be accepted that
Senseless
a mixed
bit.
race person has a white mommy and a black daddy?
Isn't he Samoan?
He is.
And
is.
Samoan.
He is Samoan. Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
So this film, to me, looks a lot like the clumsy early 2000s films. It was really high contrast, just very visually looks like films of that time. It reminded me a lot of Crank.
I don't know if I've seen Crank.
Me and Sloan watched
Watch.
it recently. It's
yeah, high
another.
contrast. Yeah, I guess, but it's not.
They're
anywhere
just-
near the octane.
There's a style that they were doing
Yeah.
in the early 2000s.
It's
like-
definitely early in his film career,
Of
like
going-
starting out.
He had the hair.
Yeah.
High contrast and going
He
fast
had
through the
hair,
plot.
and that tells
That's
you
a
right
big
away.
deal.
Mhm.
Him having hair in a movie is a big deal.
Yeah, and it's not a good thing, I don't think. He's
Depends.
grown. I think
Scorpion King is when he had like a wig on with long hair and it looked
He had a
badass.
mane.
That's
But just
true.
when he had like a little short thing, that's when it wasn't completely great. Shaving it completely off was a good call, I think.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
you, like, that is who he was at the time, but you prefer just like the more recent.
I
version.
prefer bald Dwayne.
Well, because he's grown. He's grown.
Yeah. So you, but
we're
like,
seeing him here
let's
in the more
consider
early
him
part of his
in
film
the
career.
time that he was in. Like, let's try to appreciate something for what it was.
Absolutely.
So he comes home and he meets his family after coming home. American hero. Meet his mom, meet his dad, meet his edgy.
Edgy sister. She's a
No, sister's cool.
Edgy dad.
Nephew.
nephew is
Sister was
edgy.
cool. Wasn't in it enough for my opinion.
The
But
sister-
she had a son who was way too edgy
Yeah,
in the beginning.
the sister is Rock's age. She's got short hair. She,
Maybe a little younger, I think.
Maybe a little.
She
Is
seems a
she
lot
a
younger.
police officer?
Yes. She's
thought she
like,
was a
you're not
paramedic.
gonna be
Paramedic?
I thought so
she
too.
was- She was wearing blue, so I assume that she was a police
I don't know,
officer.
he didn't find her.
She's a government worker.
She did something
that's a good
in enforcement.
And she has a little
She
turd
enforced
kid,
something.
who, if you're familiar with Holes,
Yeah.
the film Holes, Zero. Zero is The Rock's nephew in this film, and
Comes in hating The Rock immediately because he stole his bedroom.
he's a turd.
He-
Dude is a
Rock
turd.
stole his bedroom, and he was like, "This is a person that has been gone for I think they said 8 years." So he was,
Oh, yeah.
So he
Last
was just
time they
mad
saw
this
his,
person came back in was given so much, like
I
so
gotta
much
step
that he
in here.
wasn't.
I gotta step in here. There is a plot hole very quickly in the movie with this scenario because it was like The Rock came in and now Pete or Zero, his character name is Pete. They said he had to sleep outside in a tent. he didn't. There's a couch. And I was like,
I
why
didn't say he
isn't...
had to. He was just doing it.
They showed us
it
a
was
tent
weird.
for
Like,
a second.
why didn't, like...
They
They
why
literally
didn't-
said, like, you can sleep on the couch, and he was just like, I'm going to sleep in my tent.
Maybe that's why I wrote it down. Like, why didn't Pete just sleep on the
Yeah.
couch?
Like, two
Well-
people said that the couch is there.
Why was he
Well,
being
a
so edgy?
positive and negative
He
of
was a
this
younger
movie
kid.
was that it was less than an hour and a half.
Was it really? Was it a little bit less?
It was a little less.
yeah,
It was an
okay.
hour and 20 some. So while I do really appreciate that in an action film, that left a couple holes. I think
It just moved it moved so quickly.
it
This
moved
movie.
fast. So Rock comes home.
That's the
from
trade-off
military,
with like doing
Lot of
so many
cutscenes.
things. It's got to move quick.
and then
Cutscenes.
boom, he's playing football with Johnny Knoxville. Why? I don't know.
Oh, I'll explain a little bit.
Yeah.
Help me out.
They built it up that, like, so The Rock, he's coming home. He's coming back to his hometown. And he runs
Yes.
into his old friend, like, probably from high school. And he's like, oh, you want to drink a beer? Like,
Played by
it's-
Johnny Knoxville.
Played by Johnny Knoxville. And he's like, oh, you want to hang out? Like, drink a beer with me. And The Rock, he's, like, working on some stuff. He's back home. He's, like, working on the house. He's doing shit for his
Doing
parents.
lumber stuff.
Yeah.
Doing man
And
stuff.
And he, like, offers Johnny a beer. And, like, Johnny's like, nah, man, I'm sober now. But you gotta
I like
soda.
that part.
And so they do establish that their relationship was that they were friends in high school. They were probably on the football team together. Like, I'm gonna guess that Johnny Knoxville was like, what are the skinny people on football teams? Quarterbacks, running backs, who are the fast ones?
Maybe a
running
running back.
backs.
Tackle.
Running backs and
those
quarterbacks.
small dudes.
They're
Yeah.
the small ones.
Yeah.
Those are the small ones.
We're gonna
Johnny
beef up our
Knoxville
ballers knowledge
was
with
one
football
of the small
things.
ones, and
baseman.
yeah, so they run it, and then they run into a guy that they knew from high school, and he is a fucking villain.
We talking about the blonde prick?
He's blonde as fuck. He was in Charmed as a bad boy, and he's always been a bad boy. He's always a bad guy. I looked up his name, but I forgot it.
He looks like the bad guy in Blade Runner.
I forgot his name.
He's so blonde that you can tell he's a bad guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right away.
He like blonde hair, just like striking blue eyes
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. His
But
eyes are
then
blonde.
his
Yeah.
brow is so big that you know he's also a bad guy.
Yeah.
Dude is
And,
a villain. Dude is a
So
villain.
they go into, they have rekindling, high school memories. What's his name? Will you click it?
Neil McDonough.
Neil McDonough.
Neil McDonough.
Neil McDonough,
Google it,
huh?
you
Do
guys.
not let him
Neil
watch your children.
Neil
McDonough.
McDonough.
He's a
watch-
bad
If
guy.
you
Let him
guys,
watch
you
your
guys
children.
probably won't know who he is by name, but you Google his face if you've ever watched Charmed or like, I assume he's in.
He's in
Buffy.
Game Over Man.
He's been in a lot of
Yeah.
stuff.
The guy looks
You'll
like
know
a
his
dick.
face.
Always
Moral
a
of the
villain.
story.
Always a
yeah,
bad
yeah,
guy.
Hittable face.
Anyway,
smashable face.
I wrote down it. So anyway, they have a football game.
Randomly, like quick. Like Dwayne's at home visiting his family, and then he goes and does a football game.
Just like a casual guys being
And
dudes.
so, well,
Guys
this was-
being dudes.
This was to establish that
Bad guy was a
the
bad guy.
Blonde bad guy is a bad guy, and he's
Cheated
got,
in football game.
and he's got They
Dirty
they
player.
did cheat. They like
Dirty player.
they did some stuff. They like fucked up some ankles and some knees. Because
It was just
I
friendly
don't know,
dudes playing, and then they just
testosterone?
got like, just too beefy with it.
Yeah, they were being weird about it. They somehow hurt The Rock, and then
Well, which something I wrote down and took note of was, this is an older-ish movie for Dwayne. He's smaller.
He is
I thought
smaller.
it was more believable the pain and like injuries that he took because he was smaller.
Because nowadays that would bounce
He's
off.
fucking indestructible.
That would
I
bounce
can't
right
imagine,
off of him.
like in Skyscraper, when he got beat up, it's like, how is this guy getting beat up?
I don't
This guy's
think-
as big as a building.
Yeah, I don't think he can bleed now unless you
Yeah.
really, really try.
Yeah.
But in this movie, he's smaller, so he's more vulnerable.
Yeah,
as
I
in,
believe
he's
it.
regular juice. But anyway, so this football little scenario was meant to build up to where the villain, the blonde man, invites them to his casino, and then Johnny Knoxville's like, "Yeah, let's go there. Let's party. I party there all
Fucking
the
party
time."
night at the casino.
Casinos rule in theory.
And then
Yes.
it's like still, he's like, "Hey, come to my club. Like, you're home. Let's have like you're coming home."
Drinks are on me,
Yeah,
ladies
coming
are
home
on me,
party.
games are on me.
Oh yeah.
I'm the
So they
fucking
go to
high
the
roller
club.
of this town now. Come hang out.
And to quote Johnny
Try it out.
Knoxville, this place is nothing but fake boobs and real assholes. And I think that is a pretty good
That's a good
description
quote.
of
That's a
the
good
place
quote. I'm glad
that
you
they
wrote
go
that down.
It's a
to.
good one.
It's
Apt
just,
analysis,
it's
Johnny.
yeah, it's fake titties and dickheads. And
Yeah.
The Rock, if he didn't establish himself as a moral compass, being a war hero, he does in this
He is
scenario.
always the moral compass.
He's just like,
always.
I don't like this place. he's like, I don't like gambling. And then he sees that there is some fucking gambling going on at his table.
Cheating.
There's some cheating. They have loaded dice, and he's like, they are just taking advantage of the patrons at this casino. And
he calls the loaded dice right away.
Oh, yeah.
And he starts some shit, and
he ends some shit.
Gets stabbed and cut and tortured.
After a fight
for
scene where
bringing it up.
I wrote down, he beat a taser. Someone tased him in the neck, and he just, like, ripped it off of his neck.
Yep.
He beat a taser.
For those listening at home, this is because he called out the casino for cheating, and
Yes.
they did not like that.
No.
So then
Blonde Man's Casino.
they start torturing him.
Yes.
And then, they start taking a knife and just, like, cutting the Rock's chest, and it gets a little dark for a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't show that, but
you know
they
what's
did it.
happening.
They did at the end.
Previous
They show the
casino
scars.
movies
That was
have
nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rock got fucked up from this. So after the casino,
He realized that, like, whoever was in charge of the casino was also a bad guy. He's like, fuck all this. Fuck this establishment. Burn the casino down.
He goes back, so The Rock, he goes home.
He has to heal, which is a
He's-
montage of him and fucking Johnny Knoxville wearing the same clothes over
Pounding
different
out.
shots.
Yeah.
It's him and Johnny Knoxville playing video games, and then cut
Watching
to The
football.
Rock doing crunches.
Yeah.
watching football, sleeping, crunches, repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally just wearing the same
How
clothes
you
in every
train?
shot.
How you train?
You used to do
That's
crunches.
How you train. And so then he goes back with his piece of lumber, and he's like, I'm gonna show these fuckers what's up
Well, he goes back to teach them a lesson because
with a piece of lumber.
his nephew.
Yes. So, we skipped over a part during the football montage. There's like a little cut to, like, you can see The Rock's nephew, like, kind of
Hanging out with the bleacher kids.
The
Everyone
bad
knows what the
ones.
bleacher
The
kids do.
bleacher kids.
Bleacher
They're
kids smoke
smoking
hella
weed.
weed.
They're smoking weed.
And they offer
Smoking
weed
word.
to his nephew. His nephew turns it down.
He's
He
like,
turns it down because The Rock's there, though.
He still turns it down.
He turns it down because The Rock's there.
And The Rock calls
But
him out on
anyway.
smoking weed. And then next time his nephew is in, like, danger and has to go to the hospital for smoking meth.
Meth.
Yeah.
We went from weed to meth.
So
really
zero
fast.
passed on the weed
Passed on the weed and went straight to meth.
and smoked meth.
0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah.
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 0 to 150. The dude is
It was
like
crazy.
13 and smoking meth.
Yeah.
And that
happens
gets
with those
him even
people.
more riled up than ever. The Rock is feeling a lot of injustice.
Well, and
Yeah.
also, so The Rock.
He goes to the casino to
asked
search for
somebody,
that
somebody
injustice.
did.
And someone tells him, like, we got this from the people at the casino. So he just filled with rage from his toes all the way to his haired head. And he drives to the casino. He's hot. He's sweating. He's ready to go.
Oh,
And
yeah. Oh, yeah.
he has his gun with him. But he looks
does.
at it
He's
and
got
he
it.
thinks for a second.
He's got a shotgun, right?
And then he puts it back and then goes to the back of his pickup truck and takes out a 2x4 and proceeds to take that 2x4 inside and use it on everyone.
And this changes the tone of the whole movie.
Yes. Suddenly that is his weapon for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Dwayne
Yes.
now beats people up with a 2x4.
Dwayne Johnson with a 2x4, finally.
Why doesn't he use that in more movies?
I would
It's a
love to
stick
see it.
that is appropriate for his size.
It's something that a normal person couldn't use as a weapon. right?
Yes.
Could not
yes,
wield.
exactly.
No way.
that.
No way. Yeah. But someone as beefy as The Rock can swing that fucker like a baseball bat and destroy lives.
Yeah.
And he does.
He does. He fucking destroys people, and then he gets arrested because he just beat the shit out of everyone at a casino.
Yeah, he should have.
And then it skips forward all the way to his trial, where he's on trial for just beating up everyone at a casino.
Which,
And-
hold on.
Oh, let's. Okay.
Let's pause here for a second.
I don't know if we're skipping ahead. Go ahead.
I
Chronologically.
kind of enjoyed that he had to go to court.
Yeah, it was a good part.
Because it's like, The Rock scene where he goes into the casino with just vigilante justice, just beating shit up with a piece of wood.
Enacting justice.
Yes. But then
The
when
wooden
they take,
hand of justice.
when they take him to court, it's like, if you actually took an action hero to, like, deal with the consequences of their decisions. So I thought it was, like, almost subversive, but like I don't think this movie was trying to be subversive, but
Yeah.
like I was like, they're doing a thing right now for a second.
It kind of reminds me of Incredibles, where the
Yeah.
superheroes are getting in trouble for
Yeah.
being superheroes.
Yes. But it's like,
Brings a little bit of the real world
but it's the
into
way
it.
that you would actually punish like a vigilante.
Like,
That's how you would punish a
dude,
vigilante.
Dwayne
person.
should have gone to jail.
Yeah, he beat some people
As-
up with a piece of wood.
As
Yeah.
much as he is morally
destroyed property.
correct here,
Even though they're bad and they sell meth to kids and
Yeah.
they're fucking over this town and they destroyed this town economically by only kind of. I also think this is a metaphor for Trump and Atlantic City, but like that's whatever. But
That's something
so,
we will not discuss right now.
That's
Let's getting into it
that's
too much.
But it was interesting, and I don't know if they meant for it to be that deep, but I thought
They
it
did.
was an interesting turn that they took. So yeah, The Rock gets taken to court for being a vigilante
But-
warrior.
Taken to court, and everyone at court is just like talking shit about him, saying he just came in with his fucking army PTSD and just beat them all up. And then his fucking lawyer is just sitting there with his thumb up his ass, not doing anything.
he's armed with a soy boy beta cuck of a
Soy
lawyer.
boy beta cuck lawyer. And so The Rock's sitting there and he's like, you know what, dude? You're fired. I'm gonna do myself right now.
You fired.
You're
I
fired.
I didn't feel good about The Rock representing himself.
I felt great about it.
did.
It's usually a bad sign in real court.
Well, it's a good thing it's just in real
scenarios.
court. It's a movie.
Yeah.
It is, but it's like usually when someone represents themselves in those situations, they're a sociopath, and I'm like, The Rock, you don't want to be a sociopath.
It
right
worked for
It
a
worked
guy.
because he stood up and he talked to the jury face to face. He stood in front of them. He made his case. He told them, I went in there and enacted my own justice because I saw bad things happening and nothing was getting done because also it turns out the police force is corrupt.
Oh yeah, crooked cops.
And you know what he said? He said,
Oh, we skipped over it. Oh.
he looked at them right in the eye. He said, I will enact justice if you vote me not guilty, and not only that, but vote me in as sheriff. And then he unbuttoned his shirt. The man unbuttoned his shirt in court
Yes, he did.
and presented himself bare to the jury
I
to
just
show
got-
them the scars that the enemies had left.
I am filled with goosebumps.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good part of the movie. I
That
really
was.
liked that.
Yeah.
There was nothing that
Very
could never
profound.
happen in real life, but the fucking balls it took to go up there and be like, guess what? Not guilty, even though I am. And guess what?
Also,
Making me sheriff, look at my chest.
look, make me
did
sheriff. Look at my chest.
I did forget, we did skip over the foreshadowing of this corrupt city, but that's fine. Because we knew it was corrupt.
It's corrupt. Everything's corrupt. Everything's run by the casino.
Just like, as if you're not going to watch the movie, there's some foreshadowing to this happening that this is a corrupt
When
city.
The Rock was in the military, his town went to shit.
Yeah.
And that is very obvious, and he's fixing that.
Yeah,
He's
and
fixing that in a big
so
way.
in the spirit of this movie, just kind of fast forwarding things too quickly. So The Rock was presenting his case, saying, "Vote me not guilty and vote me
Sheriff.
as sheriff." The next scene is just him as sheriff.
yeah, just
And
it-
Johnny Knoxville is his deputy.
Johnny Knoxville somehow gets to be like
The Rock
sheriff,
literally
vice
fires
sheriff.
everyone in
It's
the
called
police
a
department.
deputy.
He fires
How do you not
everyone
know this?
and hires Johnny
I'm
Knoxville
gonna call
As
him
his
vice
deputy.
sheriff.
as his deputy.
It's a deputy.
And his weapon is the fucking 2x4 with a handle. He made a handle on it, I noticed. He made it a little bit more...
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, he made it more like a baseball bat at the end so he could like
Nice.
swing it better. Had a
Yeah,
little bit
you
of black
don't-
tape on the
I don't
end.
want to hurt your hands.
Don't want to hurt your hands. You're a smart man.
Blisters are the worst.
But
They are.
yeah, Sheriff Rock. I wrote down actually worried for the Rock because I was worried in the trial because so many things were coming at him like, you beat the shit out of people
Yeah,
and you
you
didn't like. Why did you do that?
You
And I was like, fuck, what is gonna happen with the like? He's actually, what's going
The
on?
dude was guilty.
And then I wrote, never mind, Sheriff Rock because that happened so quickly that it didn't matter.
Yeah, too bad. He's
it all went
fine.
pretty quickly.
And somehow he got elected in election month without anything going on. Like just court to instantly elect.
A potential criminal is now the
Election
sheriff.
month must have been super close by.
Must have been.
That's what he said at the beginning of the movie. The sheriff gave him the.
He was
he's like,
gonna-
Oh, that's
vote
right.
for me
That
during
guy was
That's
gonna
right.
election month.
Oh, wait, the
Typically-
dead sheriff? Oh,
No,
'cause
the crooked one.
they killed
The crooked cop.
Didn't they kill the real sheriff?
Well, they don't say anything.
Yeah, he was dead.
So this is the foreshadowing I was talking about. Yeah, so at the beginning of the movie, as Wade was talking about, yeah, there was a crooked cop that was like, yeah, vote for me for sheriff. and it seemed like maybe they killed the sheriff because
He found out what was going on.
wasn't doing what
I
they wanted
didn't pick
to
up
do.
on that.
I also did not
That's
pick up
what
on that
I
at
thought
all. I think they
immediately.
are
Like
two
that.
separate teams
Seeing
on
it
this.
every day.
Immediately watching this movie, I was like,
Fine.
they did something to that sheriff, and that's why they're being so pushy about their ballot. They did something fucked up.
Legalize it.
And then just turns out that so like I
Yeah.
I realized what they were doing. I picked up on the foreshadowing. Sorry,
Yeah.
I watch films.
So, Sheriff Dwayne, what I wrote down was Bad Cop Dwayne, ? Because he was just going around enacting his own fucking justice.
Oh yeah, he's
He was just
Vigilante sheriff.
Vigilante
Justice.
Sheriff Dwayne was doing whatever the fuck he
in a
wanted.
big way.
But like
He was Batman.
acting like a
He
vigilante.
was Batman.
He was
Is
Batman.
Batman if you gave
Because
Batman
he had a bat! He had the 2x4 bat!
Batman,
He's Batman!
He's Batman with a badge, and Robin is Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah,
Wow, wow.
Yeah,
confirmed.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. Now, something I picked up on this, which I'm sure has happened in other movies, but I don't think we've talked about, and we'll probably have in future movies. I love, and I get goosebumps and chill every time Dwayne like takes off his glasses meaningfully, his sunglasses. Just kind of takes them off.
Did he have a good move?
Kinda
like that?
Oh, he
Sam
definitely.
Raimi style?
Yeah,
I
he had those
did write
fucking
it down.
stupid sunglasses on for a lot of
I
this
wrote
movie.
down his
and every time he took
sunglasses.
them off is when he went to
Yeah,
go
I
do
did write
something
down
or
his
say something
sunglasses.
meaningfully.
His sunglasses were very of the moment.
Yeah, it was when he was about to say something.
But another thing that we need to get to, which is after I'm getting goosebumps right now. After Dwayne
I
was elected
see them on
sheriff,
your arm. That is insane.
The Rock has sex in a movie.
The
guys.
Rock had sex in the
had
movie.
sex.
Nipples.
So we're skipping over some stuff, jumping right to
Tasteful
the
and
sex.
tactical.
So turns out, tastefully and tactily.
Tasteful and tactical.
Oh, tactical. Guess he gets in and out of there quietly.
Yeah, he performed well.
I just
So-
think that he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, so the thing we skipped
yeah.
over, like through all this, like there's this fucking stripper that shows up every once in a while. She's like, I have like a kind of.
I was assuming she was like a previous like
She's-
love interest
yeah.
for him, but they didn't really like
Yeah.
we
get that
only
across
know that
very well.
because the drinking game said that's who she was. To be honest.
Did they? I didn't even know that. I just
Oh,
assumed.
that's
Yeah.
why I knew
Yeah.
who she was.
Every time she was half naked.
Oh well.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, always.
Anytime she was on screen.
Well,
then.
she was constantly half naked, and it was sweet.
So yeah, it was like there's like so if we're gonna backtrack, whatever. The Rock, he was like at the casino and she was a stripper. He was doing a little peep show and she was like Dwayne and
I was
he's
uncomfortable
like,
with Dwayne
no.
during that peep show.
Dude, the
scene.
peep show sucked.
I did not like the
He
Dwayne.
he put a dollar bill into a machine like it was fucking skee ball, and it opened up, and then she's that.
Yeah.
Do you not know how peep shows work?
For $1, he got a lot of stuff for that $1.
Does
But
it
no,
really
it's not
work
just
that
a
way?
dollar.
I feel like I would.
But
It
in
wasn't
really
just a dollar. I don't know
skeezy
what it
peep
was, though. It didn't
shows
look
where
like
there's
money.
multiple people watching, you slip in the monies and she keeps taking her clothes off and.
Never been to a peep show. I
I've
don't
never
know.
been to one either, but I know what they are.
I
But
don't
anyway,
believe you anymore. Sloan.
Seems kind of hot, I guess.
it was.
I don't think it's for me
Anyway,
though.
so
Wasn't for The
yeah,
Rock
and then
either, it
Dwayne's
seemed.
like, "Oh, that's my ex-girlfriend. Oh no, she's broken. I left and she broke herself. I need to save her. My
Fucking
little,
savior
my
complex
little dame. I
Dwayne.
need to
Rent's
save my
gotta
little
get paid.
blonde dame.
Rent's
for
gotta
being a
get
slut."
paid. Savior
So,
complex Dwayne.
She's like, "Save me for being a slut. Just kidding. I'm gonna take my shirt off every time I see you. Hello." And then, but even though her character sucks and there's not a strong lady in the film, it's real cool because we get to see The Rock have sex in a movie.
Meat
Pud,
cam.
pud, pud,
He
pud,
never
pud,
does
pud.
that in
Showing.
movies.
He doesn't do a lot of sex scenes.
He's always a romantic. Like he's the boyfriend. He's the fiance.
He's the type of guy that'll like.
He's the
it'll
gentle
clo-
lover.
Yeah.
Yes.
The shot will end with
The
him
gentleman.
closing the door, and that'll be it.
He's a gentleman.
It'll go to the
know,
next morning.
They
And-
still closed it early.
We got
Yeah,
to
they
see.
still closed it early.
We got to see his tongue though.
I was hoping to see his bread box.
That's
we haven't,
okay.
Yeah, we haven't really seen his
Still
lower
never.
half
It was
much.
more than we've ever seen. As Wade said, could you do that one more time?
Nice.
We got to see some tongue, baby.
Yeah,
and
no, it was pretty
like
hot.
it was the most sexual that we got to see The Rock be like explicitly, and
Yeah.
that was really exciting for me.
Yeah, we were all flustered.
We
That's
all
for
were.
sure.
We all had to take a break.
Yeah.
I was definitely flushed in the face.
Yeah.
It was good shit. What happened next?
We were all walking tall after that
I
scene.
don't even know.
Oh, yeah. I'm still walking.
Oh, actually, what happened after that is turns out The Rock banged this bitch in his jail where The Rock is just running with
In
Johnny
his sheriff
Knoxville.
office with no
And
one
it
else.
turns out the bad guy is just across the hall and he was watching the whole time.
Yeah, watching her get gored by The Rock.
They did have the blinds closed, but like, who knows? They had the blinds closed, but it's like maybe he saw something.
He at least heard them.
Yes, he definitely
All night.
heard. He heard the desk getting
Heard but not seen.
Yeah.
flown over.
Yeah.
Like a gentleman.
I was thinking.
Big granite. Okay, we'll get to that later.
I would just like in the multiple fight scenes that happened in this movie. There were a couple. I liked them. I was thinking like he kind of threw people around and did a couple flips. He did a little flip up himself. Is he using some of his wrestling moves? Because this is a little bit after his wrestling career.
Yeah,
This is probably
just
closer
the
to
same
that than
time.
most of these
Yeah,
movies.
Yeah.
this
I
is
think
when
they're
he was
definitely
full-on a
piggybacking off of
wrestler.
that.
Yeah.
So
It was sweet.
It was very
Good
cool.
action.
So many quick shots with like the whole, not even just the
love
fight
the shot
scenes,
for
like the
that
whole
movie.
movie was a lot of quick shots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fast. It
Mm-hmm.
was lean, and it kept. If this movie was like 2 hours long or longer, we probably would have not liked it.
That's true. I'm glad it was
That's true.
shorter.
It told.
we
it,
got it enough.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Like some things
wasn't
weren't totally
bloated.
explained, but if you just pay attention, it'll make sense.
It was
enough.
a lean,
Just pay
sexy,
attention.
fucking action movie. It
I
was
think when
just
you got
like The
confused,
Rock.
you just need to pay more attention because you weren't paying enough, like, because you were giving the amount of attention that you normally would for an action movie, where it would explain itself completely, and so you just need to pay a little bit more attention because they cut some shit out.
I just like seeing Dwayne beat people up with a 2x4.
Yeah, that
Yep.
was. That
But
was
no, we
I
haven't
can really
even
stick
got
out- stick around for
we
any
haven't even
movie
got
that
to
does
the
that.
end.
Mm-hmm.
There's-
Walk us through the end.
Oh yeah, the
So,
end is
Do
quick.
you want me to just like read you my notes?
It depends if
Just-
they're coherent or
Just,
not.
Okay, just
lead us in this.
Blow
talk.
up the truck.
Blow up the truck. Bad guys blew up Dwayne's truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blondie.
Blondie blew up
was
Dwayne's
like-
truck
I
because
don't
he
know
was
how Blondie got out of jail though. To be honest,
Blondie wasn't in jail.
he was in jail with The
Elon
Rock.
Musk was in jail.
I thought Blondie was in jail.
No.
Oh, it was just Elon Musk that watched
Elon
it.
Musk was
He's
in
head
jail.
honcho.
Okay.
Who we haven't even talked about yet, so it's funny just saying that
Yeah.
Elon Musk was in jail.
He was trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
hyper loop himself out of jail, and he didn't make it.
He was a peon for the fucking blonde man, red
I
dick. It
liked
didn't
Elon,
matter.
though. He
I
was
like-
a scumbag.
I like how he just fucking died in that last like gunshot scene. Like Dwayne was
Hold on,
trying to
hold on,
kind of
hold
save
on.
him, then he was just dead.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oops.
So like Dwayne, he's taking over the town. He's like, you know what? I'm the new sheriff. of
I'm the
town.
law, capital L
Literal,
law.
I'm
He
the
is
new sheriff
walking
in town.
tall.
He's
Yeah.
specifically the new sheriff in town.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm taking over. You guys suck. I'm gonna take you down. I'm gonna beat you up with my stick. And they're like, no, thank you. And they blow up his truck. And
Blow up his truck.
he's,
That's a
like,
big deal for a big dude.
Mm-hmm. Especially a big.
What was
dude
a
in
big
small
truck?
town.
That was a badass sheriff truck.
That truck barely fit in tunnels.
It had like
Remember that?
a specific thing for his fucking 2x4 bat.
Think even more.
Yep. It was.
You're a
bat rack.
dude.
It was a bat
You
rack.
are a veteran. Coming back to your
You don't
small
blow
town.
up a veteran.
What you got is your truck and your family, and they blow up your truck.
That's like killing your dog.
You're dead.
I'm glad there was no dog.
You
deaths
know,
in this
like
movie.
he, like
I know,
I'm
yeah.
actually being serious. Like that person wouldn't have that many possessions back home right now, and they blew it up. And so they gotta die.
Not only did they blow it up, there's like 4 people with like machine guns just sitting outside ready to also
Oh, yeah.
like shoot into the
Big
sheriff's
machine
office.
guns, yeah.
That was kind of crazy, like murder zone.
It
for a
got,
second.
it got
I
insane at
honestly-
the end. The last
I
10 minutes
honestly
were madness.
don't remember what happened. I just wrote down Big Granite, which was The Rock's dad.
The Rock's dad.
Big Granite
Eventually
saves the
killed
day.
somebody.
Because not only do they blow up his truck and are attacking Dwayne, they're attacking his family at the same time. Luckily,
You don't
Johnny
fuck with
Knoxville,
Dwayne's family.
who I don't know if you want guarding your family, but he is guarding The Rock's family.
I trust Johnny.
I don't.
I would.
You got a guy with a potato peeler, vegetable
He
peeler.
did get that guy
Yes.
with the potato
Oh yeah,
peeler.
he stabbed the fuck out of a dude with a potato peeler.
Yeah, dude, he was hard at the end.
He can fuck. He can
Good
scrap.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, if you say anything about Johnny Knoxville, he's scrappy.
I would say we didn't talk about him enough right now because I actually really liked him in the movie.
I
I thought
Johnny
they
Knoxville.
didn't give him enough like room to breathe in the movie. I like him
agree.
as
He
an
didn't-
actor.
he didn't have
I like
some
how he
screen time.
talks. I liked the character he was playing. He didn't
was-
have a lot of screen time, unfortunately.
bring up another
he should have
weird
been.
movie?
He should have been in it more.
I
And
agree.
yeah,
I agree.
I like Johnny Knoxville. He should have been in it more.
Kinda wanna look. There's this movie.
Is that his birth name?
What, Johnny Knoxville? I don't know. It's a pretty badass name.
It's a good name.
I feel like as much as Dwayne is in the movie and he does a very good time every time he's on a scene,
Mm-hmm.
Johnny can probably, I don't want to say he's going to steal a scene from The Rock, but I feel like he could definitely like kind of overshadow other actors that
Yeah.
are in that.
He's
They
very
do.
That's why he
charismatic.
did.
Do you think
and he
they
has
limited him just in
silliness.
He's a goofy,
case?
yeah, he's a goofy
he's
guy.
very
Yeah.
charismatic and also silly.
Right.
Yeah.
This
Like-
is The Rock's time to shine, so maybe they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Johnny,
I don't know.
he hasn't done a lot of films, but this was kind of early on, like
He's
during
been-
Wild Boys and
he's been
Jackass and
kinda
all
Yeah.
that too.
ugly.
So
Bigger
it
in his
wasn't-
career.
He was kind of getting up and coming as well.
He was good in this. When he sat down and talked to Dwayne about their past and invited him to come play football, I was like, I like him in this movie. Like the
Yeah.
first scene he was in, I was like, I like him in this.
Yeah.
And I was excited to see more. I didn't get a ton more. I got a little more.
think I just like him now.
Yeah.
I didn't really care about him either way, except he's funny in Jackass.
I'm just trying to
I
remember this
think
weird
he-
indie movie I saw him in.
He was
A
pretty good
Dirty
here.
Shame, that's what it was.
Okay. So how does this movie wrap up?
It has Tracy Ullman. If you guys like are into weird indie movies, watch Dirty Shame.
They're not.
With,
It doesn't have The Rock in it, so it doesn't matter, Sloan.
but it has Johnny Knoxville, and if you guys are interested, it's a fun movie, and it's like weird orgy Halloween kind of things going on.
Favorite
Anyway.
type?
Okay. How does so let's talk about how this movie wrapped up.
So, Dwayne's family's under attack. Dwayne's truck's under attack. Dwayne's under attack. Dwayne kills everyone that is attacking him, naturally.
Yeah, he's gotta.
And
With
then
his stick.
with his stick, with guns too. He just fucking shot him.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
I was thinking you
He was like he shot the ground of the building he was in, and there just happened to be like a little underground they could hide in.
Oh yeah,
That he also used
It was
to
like
like
a trailer
he
for the police
shotgunned
station.
a
Yeah.
hole into the ground to get to
under
escape.
the building.
That was weird.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But, and then Johnny Knoxville fought a bunch of people trying to defend Dwayne's family. Dwayne's dad ended up saving the day, even though he was against guns the whole time.
Big granite.
With Big Granite, with the gun at the end, kind of
Oh.
coming in.
Yeah, he saves. I think he saves their life.
Also, fucking Dwayne is just jumping across space and time through this movie. Because in
He
one
does a
scene,
little
he is
bit.
fighting himself he's fighting the enemies at the police station, defending himself.
We don't know how big this town is.
Yeah, but still. And then the next
It's
scene, Johnny
kinda
Knoxville is
small.
fighting people defending Rock's family. Some of the Rock's behind Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
No, yeah, I made no
I don't know if those were
but it
happening like
seemed
at different times. They didn't really
honestly
establish that
seems
very
like
well.
They cut out a scene where The Rock is like driving a car over there.
It seems like they cut out like half an hour.
Easily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I made it more enjoyable, I guess.
Yeah. So Wade mentioned this was straight to DVD, right?
Right. I believe the first time I saw it was right on TV. There did not go in theaters as far as I believe.
What station was it on?
TNT.
Hell
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting because like
AMC maybe.
Dwayne is a pretty top-notch actor
Again, this
right
is
now.
early in his
time.
career.
This
so
was so early,
this
he's
is
still
showing
there.
that when he was climbing up the ranks, he was in a point where his movies didn't even make it to theater.
Yeah, and now
He's
he's
just
fucking
getting his chops.
big ass
Yeah.
blockbuster
He was
dude.
just a wrestler that was trying to be in movies at the time.
Yeah.
That's what he was.
Yeah, it's crazy. What a success. What a human being.
Really though, just a lot of work and dedication.
Absolutely. Waking
The
up
movie
at 4 a.m.
ends
every day.
As
pays
abruptly as we are going to describe it.
Yeah.
So he finds out the bad guys hold up in an old warehouse
Mill.
mill,
Wood mill.
and then
we
and then
skipped over
goes
that
and
whole
literally
plot
just
point.
like
Oh,
fights this
guys.
blonde guy, and they
Okay,
fight
hold
out
on.
of the
we
warehouse.
skipped over a whole thing. So, also, Dwayne comes back to his hometown. Sorry. It's a plot point.
Okay.
Dwayne comes back to his hometown because he's wanting to work at the mill because that's what his town's economy was like pretty much based on was a mill.
He
The casino
And he
took
was
over.
ready
He
to work
figured
there.
he'd work at the mill when he
But
got back.
Trump came in and put it in a casino.
Was it
Trump is a
Charmed?
blind man that's from Charmed. You'll get it. And then, so, we go back to the wood mill where all of this problem started. Okay.
So now Sheriff Dwayne pulls over blonde asshole at the end and says,
No, that's not
Nope.
the end.
It's like middle.
Yeah, it's like the middle of the movie,
As soon
dude.
as he fires everybody, he cutscene right to breaking his taillight.
Could have sworn that was the end.
Nah, dude. The end is when he goes up to the mill, and then for some reason the bad guy is like in the bad guy warehouse.
Yeah, we don't
And
know
he's like
what
the
he
only
is.
one in there. He's like, haha, I lured you into my trap. Fucking trap door in the floor. And Dwayne's like, nuh-uh, JK. And fucking pulls him down, and they fall down that hole together. And then they fucking end up in the woods fighting. This guy has an axe. Dwayne has a fucking stick. Big stick. And they fight it out for a couple minutes. And it ends with Dwayne just beating up and is like, you had to arrest.
Yeah.
And then it ends.
And the wood mill is back in business. So then you see
Crazy.
Dwayne in a cop car. I think in a cop car with Johnny Knoxville, and Knoxville as his deputy. And then the camera pans up, and you see the wood mill back in business making lumber.
I did not
don't know.
even pay attention.
Bang,
The wood mill-
bang.
Did not
The wood
notice
The
mill
that.
is
mill's back in business?
Yes.
Didn't notice
You didn't
that.
see the smoke coming out of the
Because
mouth?
they wanted to make his
Ah.
town back to an industrial. Oh, guys.
Didn't
A
notice
booming
that.
industrial
Dwayne was
city.
creating jobs.
Didn't notice that.
Sorry, what?
It's for more jobs, America.
No, yeah, that's what was happening.
America first.
But
Well,
I just wrote
That
this
movie
as
ended
epic fight
so
scene.
freaking quickly. It's like beat up bad guy, arrest bad guy,
Boom,
have one more
done.
conversation with Johnny Knoxville, movie's over.
It
Boom, credits.
Boom
ended
credits.
as quickly as it started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And continued through the middle. It was just as quickly.
Just
Quick
quickly.
movie,
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
through a lot of shit. Told a lot of story pretty quickly.
But I like the idea
was
of the story.
bitching.
He's an American hero.
I had a good time with that. As soon as he got his 2x4 and started beating up people, I was into it.
Mhm.
I liked that part a lot. If this movie was like on TV and I was visiting home and I had nothing else to do, I'd probably watch it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Definitely seems like a movie I'd watch
wouldn't avoid
with
it.
my dad.
We've seen worse ones
My dad
so
and
far.
My dad
we have
on the
would
Rock
put on the
definitely
sub.
seen worse on the block.
Yeah.
My dad would turn on the sub, and we'd watch it really way too loud in the living room and eat some oatmeal cookies.
It's something I wouldn't pay for, but if it was on TV and I had nothing else to do,
Yeah.
why not watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
You're cooking dinner, why
Yeah,
not?
throw it on.
Fuck it.
See Dwayne beat people up. It's always a good time. So, next thing, do you guys have any final thoughts you want to bring up
so I
about this
think that
movie?
we were about to talk about Johnny Knoxville, and we kind of skipped over it.
We did
and,
talk
like,
about
I
Johnny
know-
Knoxville.
We talked about him.
Did we talk about him
We
enough?
were there.
I don't
Yep.
know if we
You
talked
want to
about
talk about
enough.
him more?
I guess if you guys think we're good, then never mind.
We all really liked his performance.
I just thought we were going to talk about him more, but we're good.
This is the Rock block.
No, I know. That's why I was doing it before the end, where it's what the show is really about. But if we're
What do you want
good,
to talk about? Well,
Yeah, what do
tell
you
me
got?
about him. Tell me about him.
Nothing. I just think he's underrated, and I.
He is.
gets a
He
chance.
showed a lot of acting skills in this movie that I really liked, and I wish I could see him in more things
There's
that like
something-
he could showcase his
Yeah.
different acting talents. I feel like he hasn't really had that opportunity because
thing
he's
is-
just like the funny jackass guy.
That's why
But I
I
think
brought
there's a
up-
lot to him.
That's why I brought up that movie earlier, because he's in like the weird indie movie. and
The
he-
Ringer. Yeah, I
pops
thought he was
up.
pretty
It's
good.
The Ringer. That's what she's talking about.
Nope.
Yeah.
Sloan
It's
recommends
not-
The Ringer,
That's
everyone.
not, I mean, I like
Pretty
that movie at the
nuanced
time, but I'm
performance.
pretty sure it's not okay to talk about now. But no, I was talking about a different movie, and now I forgot it again.
It was The Ringer. Is what it was.
Well, before we lose the plot too
A
much, here,
dirty shame.
Dirty Shame, starring The Ringer.
Nope.
So now we're come to the point of our program today where we're gonna really analyze the film
Yeah.
and The Rock's performance in the film.
Yeah. So, how do you feel
Wow.
about? I want a scale of 1 to 10 from each of you and myself about how you feel about the movie.
We gotta do
The movie overall.
overall movie.
Overall movie. 1 being the worst, you would never watch it again. You would never recommend it. You almost regret watching it. You probably regret watching it. A 10 being, this is the best movie you've ever seen. You think it should win awards. You want to go shout out in the streets about how wonderful it is. So let's go ahead and we're going to start with you, Aaron. What did you think?
Okay.
1 to 10. How would you rate this movie?
I think I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Okay.
It was
Uh-oh.
not perfect, but it knew its place. It was a
Fair.
quick, swift, bitchin' action movie starring one of my favorite humans. And
Yeah.
it was done as soon as it started.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Nice.
6 or 6.5, whatever you're feeling.
Yeah. Sloan?
Oh. I was gonna give it a 2 or 3 because it's not worth a rewatch because it's not bad enough to be laughed. Like, here's the thing: it's not like a movie that you can watch ironically very easily, like to laugh at. But it's like, it's just bad, and I wouldn't recommend it to people to watch in a funny way unless you just want to see The Rock with some hair.
Yeah,
So,
and who really does?
I'm gonna give it a 2 or 3.
That's pretty low. That's probably the lowest you've given anything so far in the Rock
It
block.
wasn't good.
Jesus
like
Christ.
I like Johnny Knoxville, and now I want to give it some more because like they were like promoting like small town.
Well, the thing is, you should
businesses.
usually think before you speak.
No, I was thinking
Before you
really. No, I.
Condemn it.
Here's the thing. I was gonna give it a 1.5, but I was listening to Aaron talk, and I was like, okay, he's giving it a 6. Maybe I'll give it a 2.
You're gonna give it a
I
1.5?
don't know.
I'm gonna give
I
it.
guess it's your opinion, but
I'm at
Oh.
a 6.
I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a
okay.
3.
Okay, Wade. What about
It's
you?
just- it's not silly enough.
I'd say a 5.2. Going along with what Sloan said, I think there were plot holes. There were definitely a lot of cutscenes to stuff, but having seen it a few times, multiple times in fact, it's a good just action movie with Dwayne in it, and I can enjoy that. He is also one of my favorite humans, and
Hell yeah, bro.
I don't know if I'd recommend it to everybody, but if you're got some free time and you want to see some Dwayne action, why not?
Yeah.
So it's good for some
I like
early Dwayne action.
Yeah. I think so too. I'm probably gonna give it a solid 5. I like Dwayne in the movie. I like Johnny Knoxville a lot in the movie. The movie moved too quickly for me, but the trade-off is like it was also short. I thought it told a good enough story. A man coming back to save his hometown from evil, corrupt things. Didn't do it in the greatest way. There were flaws.
Yeah.
Would I rewatch this tomorrow? I don't want to.
I don't either.
Can I explain myself a little? Oh,
I would like to continue
no,
speaking
I'm
if that's
so
okay.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
If it was on TV, like I said earlier, I would watch it. I would recommend it to someone who's interested in it. I think it's fun watching Dwayne enact his own justice with the 2x4.
It's a
I feel
good
like that alone is kind of worth a watch.
It's good for Dwayne fans.
It's good for Dwayne fans. Is it good for people that like good cinema? Absolutely not, because it
No.
is not good cinema. Is it fun? I'd say it's fun.
It's
He
no
didn't have any good one-liners, and he didn't have any eyebrows.
No eyebrows.
No
I saw
eyebrows.
that too.
Notice that. He had a couple shirtless scenes. If you're interested in seeing that, it
I
was
wrote
good.
down nipples and we didn't even.
His
talk about
nipples
it.
are. We've discussed this before. His
So
nipples are
low.
low.
His body
So
is
low.
nubile. It's younger than we've seen it.
Yeah, it's very true.
It's.
It's
I think
like
I wrote typical.
More than
juice.
10 years, because we've seen him in newer movies.
Oh no, I wrote
Hot.
new juiced. I think. No, regular juice.
But yes, listeners to our podcast will note that we have clocked Dwayne's nipples as lower than normal.
They seem low. Just
They
because where his pecs are, they sit
has
really
a lot
low on
of
his
meat.
pecs.
And even in its early film, we could see his nipples were already on their way down. He's got low nips.
Just something we've noticed.
That'll bring me down to a 5.8.
Yeah, so 5 out of 10 for me. What I would like to talk about next is Dwayne's performance specifically in this movie. How do you think Dwayne did in this movie? What he did to bring it up? What he did to bring it down? How would you rate Dwayne on that same scale of 1 to 10? 1 being the worst actor you've ever seen. You can't believe he got this role. 10 being the best actor. You can't believe how there wasn't a sequel made starring Dwayne.
Gosh, that's
Aaron, I'm just going to start with you. How do you feel about The Rock's performance?
my gut reaction is a 5. He had some moments that were pretty sweet. I love that he bashed people up with a 2x4, but at the same time, I don't think that he had truly developed his rock film role as much as he has in the more modern movies, and I almost feel like you could swap him with another person and it would have been okay. Whereas in newer movies, you cannot switch him. He's
Yeah,
The Rock.
it's
and
true.
it's a role for him.
Yeah.
So I liked him. He was charming. We got to see his beef. We got to see him plow. We got to see him kill people.
Meat cam is
the-
what I wrote down.
The meat cam. It was good, but it wasn't at a level that someone else couldn't do, I think. I'm going to give him a 5.
5? Okay. Sloan, what about you?
I mean, all the same points that Aaron was making. Maybe not. I mean, pretty similar points. It just like it wasn't special enough for him, I guess. Is like what Aaron was saying. Is what I was going to say. But I gotta give him a 6 because I got to see The Rock make out. And that was super cool.
Use that tongue, baby.
That was hot.
I got to see The Rock get some makeout sesh, so I got to give him at least one more point and give him a 6. It is definitely not his best role. It was earlier in the career where he was finding himself as an actor. He was figuring it out. It's not his best. It's fine. It's just fine. But
It was a success though.
But I got to see his tongue, so I'm gonna give it a 6.
It was
Okay.
It was good enough for him to continue on to where he is today.
Yeah.
If it was too shitty, maybe it wouldn't have.
We need to have like a separate thing where we just like talk about the timeline of the movies. Once we've watched a few of them, maybe we can see like maybe this role shaped how he's going to act in this next role.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be kind of interesting to look at.
Rockology.
Yeah, rockology. What about you, Wade?
I'm gonna say 7.5.
Okay.
I think being early on in his career, I think it pushed him to continue on making movies and even going back into WrestleMania 28.
Mm-hmm.
I think this kind of branded him a little bit. It was not his best performance, but I think being an early performance, it was what pushed him to continue to make more movies.
Yeah.
I think having a smaller one, younger one, more taut Rock
Yeah.
was interesting, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. I'll probably give him I'll float around the middle. I'll give him a 6 as well, I think. I think he, as we talk about every time, I think he does really well with what he's given.
Mm-hmm.
The way he talks to the other characters in the movie and just the way
He's a shining
the way
star.
he delivers his dialogue, the way he holds himself, it's just fantastic. The physical stunts he does, we know he's got the body for it.
Oh, of course.
And he uses that body for it. And it's to the pleasure of all of us, really. So but there was a little bit to be desired. I didn't like the hair, as I've
That's not his
I've
fault.
noticed. It is. It's on his head.
Yeah.
At the time, he thought that was I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Well,
My
we don't.
thoughts.
It's just hindsight.
Hindsight.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give him a 6. He did what he could in this movie. There wasn't. I don't know how much there was to work with. But I enjoyed him in it, and I can't imagine anyone else in it and me enjoying it as much as I did with him in it.
Oh no.
So I liked him in it, and
Definitely.
yeah, 6 out of 10.
I gotta say,
I
it's
think.
definitely a thing, like, in the movies that we've watched, because, like, a lot of the times we give The Rock a higher rating than the movie itself.
Yeah,
And
usually.
it's that The Rock is an
We
elevator.
wouldn't be watching these movies if it wasn't for him
And
to begin
also,
with.
Like, I know it's the point of the podcast, but the thing is that he makes things better by his presence.
Yeah.
And this is like his
We do it
early
for that
presence,
smile.
and I only gave it a 6. Like, this wasn't even the good Rock, but
Yeah.
if that was just like fucking what's his name, Jason Statham or something, I
Yeah.
don't know, some little
I wouldn't care.
British boy.
Wouldn't care.
I
wouldn't
would
care
not
at
care
all.
at all.
Yeah.
There's no,
Yeah.
there like even this is like because like The Rock's always had charisma, and this is just like his early charisma. It's only gonna build from there,
Yeah.
and like I feel bad giving it a lower score, but the thing is, it just like I know it's not his best,
Yeah.
and I know that from there he was just going to build in such a more beautiful brawny man
Yeah.
of charisma.
He
and
only gets
smiles.
bigger. He only gets bigger and better
Honestly,
with
also,
time.
we didn't get. I did write
It's like a fine
down
wine.
his pearly whites.
Yeah.
They
That's
were
that fucking
white.
smile is why
But
we do this.
I honestly, I didn't see enough of it. Maybe that was part of it.
They were
But
dazzling.
I got to
I
see.
saw it a lot.
I think I wrote down dazzling whites.
Well, because most of the time he was like upset or angry in the
later.
movie, it was usually when he was greeting another characters when he would smile. And that only happened usually in the beginning. And near the end, he was just like laying ham to these people with a 2x4.
And again, I like that he was beating
But-
people up. There's a lot that was good about it. It's just it wasn't his peak, and I know
Wasn't his
that
peak, not even
I
close.
know that he can do so much better.
We touched
Yeah.
a bit on rockology and what part of Wade's review. I think that is important. This was him starting his brand as an actor.
Yeah.
And I think this movie is an important chapter. Like, not yes, it's not as good as some of the later ones, but this movie was an important part of his history that allowed him to do the rest of them.
It's true.
And it was a success enough to get the next one.
Also,
and
I gotta say,
important.
you are so much more accepting of this than Tooth Fairy, which is another important part
Don't
of his...
get me started.
Completely different movie.
It was showing off his comedic chops. It was also a very important part.
Tooth
Way
Fairy is a
different
garbage
plot.
fire of a
Around
film.
the same
Way
time
different
of
characters.
his building up to, if we... Hold on now.
We about to get in a fight?
If we're gonna be talking about the Jungle movie, what is it? Into the Wild? Fuck.
So
And
you,
you-
Are you misremembering Jumanji?
you make me want to
No.
puke.
Holy shit,
No,
Sloan.
no. Okay, so Jumanji
Do not ruin this episode.
and Journey, they both have elements of The Rock's comedic performance as well as his kick-assery. And I
Nice.
think that doing things like family films, like The Tooth Fairy, were part of his training in being, because, like, you can't be that hot and just know how to be funny.
I can't argue
He's
with that.
just hot.
Yeah, it takes time.
And so
it takes
he
practice.
needed things
effort.
like The Tooth Fairy
Yeah.
to
build
just
up
try to
parts of his
learn
stats.
how to be silly. If you're that big and beefy and fucking gorgeous, you need that training.
Yeah.
And so I'm just saying this is a similar, even though, you know, not everybody likes The Tooth Fairy and other comedic family films that The Rock was in.
I'm still thinking of that
It's
Goblin Man.
part of,
know you
I was
are.
just trying to say, it's part of his journey to be who he is now. His journey to the center of his rock.
Yeah. You know what my favorite part of this podcast has been so far, everyone? It started off as kind of like a joke. We're going to watch movies starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson because he's really muscly and good looking and fun to watch. But the more we watch, the more we could actually talk about the nuances of his performance.
We just affirm that he's amazing.
And like just how he's developed over time.
I'm
I don't
getting
know if that's what
goosebumps.
the audience
It's
wants,
just-
but it's what it's turning into.
It's just like goosebumps. It just turns out he's really great.
We're actually
and, like,
getting deeper into
I
We're
really
accidentally
do.
finding nuances.
I really do
Yeah.
wish
Yeah.
he was my dad.
You said, I think every episode you
wish
say
he
that.
was your dad.
You want him to be your dad too.
Nah, I don't want an incest
What?
thing.
You have said you want him to be your dad.
I'd love for him to be my dad.
I mean, it'd be
Exactly.
great.
Everyone wants him to be
I
his
can't
dad.
touch him in the same way if he was my own father.
Oh.
That's a soundbite I'm definitely stealing and putting somewhere.
It's coming.
Well, so what movie are we looking forward to?
That's
watching
true. What's
Oh,
in the
no,
future?
we know.
Do
The
we
next
know?
is Doom.
We're gonna watch Doom next?
Doom.
That's another kind of
Ooh.
older one. I think he has
2005.
hair in that one too, which scares me.
But
2005.
he takes a different take on that one.
I think he's a villain.
Yeah.
He is.
Which we haven't seen him in
We didn't
many
even talk about
villainous.
this in this episode. Hold on. I don't know if we even touched on it this much. So, like, as we've, like, realized throughout these episodes is that The Rock is always, he's got to take the moral high ground. And even though in this movie, even though he's beating people up with pieces of wood, he's still a good guy. He's still a good guy.
He's beating the shit out of
always
people
somehow...
I
What?
drink
No,
the
go ahead.
wood.
Sorry.
No, you.
He's beating the shit out of people for the right reasons.
Yes.
For the right reason.
And that's
the right
always his
reasons.
role in movies.
Yeah.
And so I am freaked
Dude makes
out.
his own reasons.
I feel like he's
He's
the guy that's like, no, I gotta be the good guy. So I am freaked out thinking about The Rock actually being a villain, and I also don't believe that he's a real villain. I think he's gonna be a villain that has some good intentions. I don't believe he's gonna be a real
there'll
villain.
be some fucking
I
bullshit
bet
twist where he's a
gonna
good
come
guy.
around in the end.
Yeah.
Because The Rock can be like, because like The Rock was never comfortable with being a heel. He always wanted to be a face, and I think he's not okay with it. And I don't believe he'll actually
Now-
be okay with being a heel in Doom.
Now, this might be slightly off topic, but can you guys imagine The Rock playing a centaur?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be really, really
I
good?
want him to have his real
Fucking
legs in the front.
It's like it's like the way
I want his real legs in the front,
Guys.
horse legs in the back.
it's the way he looks in Hercules. Hercules with the long hair.
We haven't seen that yet. That's another one we're looking forward to
hold on,
watching.
But you know how he looks in Hercules with the long hair and then he's big. And
I
he's
don't.
broad?
I haven't seen it. I've seen the
Okay.
picture of him
I'm
wearing
saying
a
just the
thing.
picture.
I'm looking forward to that episode. Blair wants to co-star.
Yeah, we'll probably have a guest star Blair in that one as well.
He really like. Does he just really like the movie?
He
Hercules?
texted me. He booked him.
Yeah.
Has he seen Hercules?
We will not watch Hercules
Uh-huh.
until we're with Blair. Yeah.
But yeah, I had a good time with this one. I'm glad we all did. Wade, thank you very much for joining us and recommending this movie to us. We appreciate you
Glad to be here. Thanks for
for
having me.
joining us. Hopefully you can join
Yeah.
us for a future episode too. We
Hope
we
so,
would love
too.
to have you back.
I think it was a great episode.
Yeah.
I feel good about it. It added to our rock mythos. We
Yeah.
learned a little bit more about
I
the
like
Rock
putting
today.
that like in the same timeline as Tooth Fairy. It kind of gives us like a place to think about and really reflect on when we're talking about movies even before that and after that to see where he evolved from and to.
It
He's
helps us
learning how to
appreciate
be-
the man.
Just a character in a film.
Yeah.
You know? He's learning.
He's learning. All we can do is learn.
He's a little pebble, and he's gonna become a big granite countertop. Like he's building himself up.
All right.
Well, thank you very much for joining us on episode 10 of The Rock Block, everyone.
If you liked what you heard, be sure to mash us with a thumbs up. If you don't, mash us with a thumbs down.
No, if you don't, just don't give us a thumbs down.
Just do that's
I
basic.
mean,
don't
don't
give
be
us a
rude,
thumbs
but,
down.
like-
Just move on.
Just back out and do
if
something
anything,
else.
send our video to someone you dislike.
But
Yeah.
also,
That
if
way
you
we get
came
another
this
view.
far,
Another view.
thanks either way for sticking around this long,
Yeah.
10th
baby
episode.
girls.
Really appreciate it. We do it for our fans. Once again, this is The Rock Block. My name is Zach.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Sloan.
And our guest star for this week is...
Wade Fox.
Nice. Thank you again very much, everyone.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Hit us with a fart.
Hit us with a fart. Get a big one. Get a big wet one.
It's taking so long.
Oh my god, you don't even have it pulled up ready to go!
No, I was googling things.
No.